Welcome, welcome to my ex dirty secrets.
The moment I saw my wedding dress in shreds across the living room floor, I knew Emily had been here. The silk bodice was torn clean through, pearls scattered like tears on the rug, the lace sleeves hanging lifeless from the hanger. My heart pounded so hard it felt like it might bruise my ribs. The faint scent of her perfume, lavender and vanilla, still lingered, clinging to the wreckage. The note was taped to the mirror. One line. "You've already chosen who you want walking you through life." I remember sinking to the floor, the note trembling in my hands, unable to decide whether to scream or sob. 2 days earlier, I'd made the mistake that destroyed everything. It started as a nostalgic impulse, the kind of sentimental foolishness you tell yourself is harmless. I had lunch with my ex, Aaron, to return an old photo album I'd found while packing up my apartment. We'd dated for 5 years. We'd broken up 2 years before I met Emily. And though I'd sworn I'd moved on, something in his eyes when he smiled still tugged at an old, dangerous comfort. "Remember this?" he asked, flipping through the photos. We were laughing in every one. Camping trips, birthdays, lazy mornings. God, we were such idiots. "Yeah," I said softly. "But happy idiots." He laughed. And in that moment, it hit me. He'd known me longer than anyone. Through my insecurities, my worst breakdowns, my first promotion. He'd seen me at my ugliest and still loved me once. That kind of familiarity is intoxicating. Then he said it, half joking. "You should let me walk you down the aisle. Who else knows you better?" I laughed, thinking it absurd. But that night, after Emily and I had wine and talked about last-minute wedding plans, the thought slipped out. "Wouldn't it be kind of poetic," I said, "if Aaron walked me down the aisle?" The silence that followed was sharp enough to cut through the buzz of the kitchen light. Emily looked up from her laptop. "You're joking, right? I mean, it's symbolic. Closure, you know. He was such a big part of my life before you. I just think. You think it's appropriate to have your ex walk you toward me? Toward our future?" Her tone wasn't angry yet. Just wounded. Quietly horrified. "It's not like that," I said quickly. "It's just, Aaron's like family now. I want to honor the past before I step into the future." She pushed her chair back. "Do you even hear yourself, Clara? Honoring the past by humiliating your fiancé in front of everyone." Her eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. She never cried. Emily was the calm one, the rational, composed architect who planned every corner of our lives with precision. So when her voice cracked, I should have stopped talking. But I didn't. Instead, I defended the indefensible. "It's just one walk, Emily. I can't believe you're being so insecure." That word, insecure, hung there like a poison. She walked out of the kitchen. And something in me, a mixture of guilt, pride and fear, kept me frozen in place. The next day she was distant. She left early for work, texted me curt logistical updates about the caterer, the florist, the seating chart. I kept trying to make light conversation, but she barely responded. By evening she'd gone completely silent. That night I went to bed alone, telling myself she just needed space. Telling myself I was still in control. But I wasn't. The following morning my phone buzzed. A message from Aaron. "Aaron. Hey, I got a call from Emily. She asked me to meet her." My stomach tightened. Me? She what? Why? "Aaron. Not sure. She said it's about you." Something cold slithered through me. I threw on a coat and drove straight to his apartment. But when I got there, his car was gone. His neighbor said he'd just left with a tall woman in a navy coat. Emily's coat. My hands trembled on the steering wheel. The drive home felt endless. When I walked into the apartment, it was like stepping into someone else's life. My wedding dress, destroyed. My bouquet, appended in the sink. The mirror, fogged with fingerprints. And that note taped to it, written in her neat, deliberate handwriting. "You've already chosen who you want walking you through life." The hours after that are a blur of panic and disbelief. I called her again and again, left messages, begged her to come home. Nothing. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Then around midnight Aaron called. Clara, she came here, he said, his voice shaking. She wanted the truth. What truth? She thought we were. He paused, then exhaled sharply. She thought we were back together. Closed my eyes. And what did you say? I told her we weren't. But she didn't believe me. She said she saw the way I looked at you at lunch. I sat down hard on the floor. You did look at me like that. He went silent. Didn't you? I whispered. Yeah, he said finally. But I didn't mean for her to see it. Hung up. The next morning, Emily's mother called. She's cancelled the wedding, she said softly. The venue, the florist, everything. She's at her sister's place. She doesn't want to talk to you right now. For a long time I didn't move. I just sat there, staring at the empty space where our save-the-date cards used to be pinned to the fridge. The following week was a haze of unanswered messages, sleepless nights, and crushing guilt. I replayed every conversation, every gesture, trying to pinpoint when I'd crossed the line between honesty and betrayal. It wasn't the lunch. It wasn't even the suggestion. It was the arrogance of believing love could survive anything, no matter how much I tested it. I tried one last time to see her. I drove to her sister's house. She answered the door. Her face looked thinner, eyes rimmed with red but steady. Emily, I said. Please. Let me explain. She crossed her arms, her voice calm but cold. There's nothing left to explain, Clara. You didn't just ask your ex to walk you down the aisle. You asked him to stand between us. I didn't mean it like that. I know, she said quietly. But intent doesn't erase impact. Her words hit harder than any scream could have. I wanted closure, I whispered. That's all. Closure isn't something you get from another person, she said. It's something you earn by letting go. And you never let go of him, Clara. You just found a new place to hide him, in our wedding. Tears spilled down my face. I love you. She looked at me for a long moment, eyes softening just enough to break me completely. I believe you, she said. But sometimes love isn't enough to undo what's been revealed. Then she closed the door. Months have passed. I still have the dress, stitched back together, though I'll never wear it. It hangs in the closet like a ghost of who I thought I was. I've stopped trying to call her. Sometimes I see Aaron's name pop up on my phone, but I never answer. Not out of anger, but because I finally understand what Emily meant. The aisle I imagined walking down wasn't a path to a future. It was a corridor lined with ghosts I hadn't buried. And Emily saw that before I did. I asked my ex to walk me down the aisle because part of me was still walking backward. And she, braver than I, refused to follow.